Do you remember the excitement, Craig, you had when Jim Ratcliffe was going to come in and save Manchester United and Ineos and all this? And this is what he's been saying about his manager.
Well, they did beat Sunderland at the weekend.
He has not had the best of seasons.
We're 7 games in. We're 7 games in.
Ruben needs to demonstrate he's a great coach over 3 years. That's where I would be. The press, sometimes I don't understand. They want overnight success. They think it's a light switch. You know, you flick a switch and it's all going to be roses tomorrow. You can't run a club like Manchester United on knee-jerk reactions to some journalist who goes off on one every week. Let's welcome in, shall we, Don Hutchinson. What world is he living in?
Well, he's living in the one where he's emboldened by beating Sunderland. Because
3 years. 3 years.
Because if they had lost to Sunderland at the weekend, which they did not, at home, he could not have made that statement. As stupid as that statement is, he could not have made that had they lost at Sunderland. He probably would have had to have sacked him. And he talks about knee-jerk reactions. Isn't it Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, it made, well, we didn't call it a knee-jerk reaction, but it was a knee-jerk reaction to giving Erik Ten Hag the new contract, then sacking him. Mm-hmm. That's a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. Ten Hag never got 3 years off the back of the new contract, and rightly so. That's just, you know, these kind of statements are not needed because people can see the big picture. And the big picture is, if he doesn't get results, Ruben Amorim that is, the man making that statement will have to fire him.
So why make that statement in the first place?
That's the point. These statements come back to bite you in the backside. They do. Because he, like everybody else, is in a results-based environment. And if Ruben Amorim doesn't get results, these statements are worth nothing. Zero. Zilch. And that's the game we all watch and have played, is the one, Shaka, where results matter.
I listen, I'm with Craig in that I simply don't understand it. I really don't. To make such a broad, sweeping statement on the back of, albeit one good result against, as you mentioned, Sunderland.
Liverpool off the back of the break.
It really beggars belief. And we aren't talking about one season. It's been coming up to a year that Amorim has been in charge. And it has pretty much gone downhill from Ten Hag, who was sacked. And if things do not improve in 12 months under a manager that you deemed not good enough, I'm not sure how you view that, or view his sacking, if it were to come tomorrow, for argument's sake, as a knee-jerk reaction. It's justified by those results. I don't understand. I really don't.
What's he blabbering about, Don?
Well, me.
Oh, no, that's standard. That's normal.
Well, who? Ratcliffe? Ratcliffe for the boys.
You're just not a billionaire.
I think what he's trying to do, he's trying to put a bit of water on the fire and to say, listen, give him 3 years, judge him in 3 years. I mean, it was a poor statement. There was no need.
That doesn't happen. Can you imagine Florentino Perez saying, "Well, give Xabi Alonso 3 years, don't worry"?
Dan, no, I don't agree with you. I'm just thinking why Jim Ratcliffe made the statement. He was just trying to put a bit of water on a fire because he was unfair in bringing Mikel Arteta into the conversation where he said, well, judge Mikel Arteta in the first couple of years when he finished a couple of eights, but it was Mikel Arteta's very first job in world football. You know, the points and the results speak for themselves. This is a guy that's won 10 games and lost 17. You know, he talks about 3 years. If they had a loss against Sunderland last weekend, he would have got sacked. No question whatsoever. The game that they play next is Liverpool. The game after that is Brighton. The game after that is Forest and Spurs. So never mind give him 3 years. Give him the next 4 games, because if he goes 4 straight losses on the spin, he'll be gone. And he will always be judged on results. Absolutely. The boys are right. Look at Russell Martin at Rangers trying to turn around and say, oh, it's about philosophy. No, it's about winning. And when your record's poor and when you're one of the worst managers in Man United's history, his own words, and you are in a relegation battle, his own words, and you've took the team worse than what Erik Ten Hag was, which is phenomenal. It strikes me at the minute I'm watching a repeat of when Erik Ten Hag was in charge at Man United. He'll win a game, everything goes a little bit quiet, he'll lose 2 games, Erik Ten Hag, he's back under pressure. It's exactly the same as Amorim now.
I'm just waiting on the statement from Marinakis saying Big Ange's got 3 years. I mean,
Wow.
he's lucky if he's got 3 hours.
Yes.
But I mean, that is true. I mean, Don just picked up on it as well there. Let's look at this rationally. Had they been thumped, and it was possible, had they been thumped by 2 or 3 goals by the newly promoted team in Sunderland at Old Trafford at the weekend, he'd have been putting a statement out about the dismissal of Ruben Amorim. I'm almost sure of it. And yet, off the back of 1 win, against a team who've started the season well, coming up from the Championship, which they have, but they haven't really played anybody of any note, but they've started well. He feels the need to come out and make a ridiculous statement about a manager who's clearly struggled. He's struggled in all departments. He's struggled to show any life, any desire, any energy on the touchline. He's struggled to put a team on the park that can get results. He's struggled to deal with press conferences properly when he's asked about his systems and all the things that go with it. He struggled with players who were seen as bad apples. You know, they just sort of sidelined them. He said some ridiculous stuff like I'd play the bus driver before Marcus Rashford. These things are just ridiculous. So to come out and say 3 years, just don't.
I've had enough.